Hi guys, this is Liz with 143 Handmade, and I am here to announce that I will be joining the Junk Journal July hashtag, which is done by a ton of different people. I don't know who the originator was, but this time around, I noticed Scrimping Mommy is a new channel that I have recently found, and she created this page, or one of her design team friends assistants, I'm not sure if it's, how to say that properly, but somebody in her world created the list and she's just sharing it, and so I am sharing it as well. But go over here to Scrimping Mommy and she will, there's these and a couple other pages that are just a little too far away for me to grab, that are free printables to help with this. So I thought that what I would do today is create my journal cover. And so I just have this piece of denim that still has the side seam right here on the edge. I really like that detail. There's a lot of things you can do with that. But I'm going to go ahead and sew the announcement page to the inside of this cover to give the denim a little bit more, strength, or, it won't be quite as fluffy. And so, so what I've done is I've lined it up on what's going to be the back cover corner, because see, as you can see, the paper's not quite, it doesn't quite go all the way to the edge. And so what I'm going to actually do is start sewing right here, just on this side of the seam. I'm not going to sew over it. I'm going to skip that, and I'll show you how I plan to deal with that in a minute. That lack of stitching there. Let me make sure. Let me get my, I'll go ahead and put just a couple dabs of Fabrifix on here, if I can get it open. It's that last little bit that gets thick, and okay, there we go. Grab the glue globby off of there. As you can see, it's trying to erupt out of there. So I'm just going to run a line of glue right here along the seam, since I'm not going to be able to really sew across it effectively. I mean, you can if you go slow and all of that, but my machine just really doesn't like this many layers of denim, so I try not to argue with it very much. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and line up this corner, this bottom corner here, and then lay it down. And that little bit of glue shouldn't bleed through. This is cardstock, by the way, not regular office paper. You can probably tell how it was, holding itself up and all. But that'll help tack it in place while I, get it under the machine and everything. And see, and I can feel where that seam is. And so I'm going to try and tuck this in, and I'm just going to do a straight stitch, just kind of right along where the printed edge is what I was thinking. Okay, let me slow down, because I have a lot to maneuver here. In case you're wondering, I don't use a foot pedal. I haven't mastered that, and I'm afraid to with how many animals we have in the house. I have 6 dogs and 10 cats that are actively in the house, and so it's a lot to try and work around. And we're taking this summer to finalize our design and whatnot, and then hopefully we hope to break ground on some new buildings out here on our property this winter. So, and one of which is a workshop for me. Well, and my son, just an artist studio, and whoever, it won't be just mine, which is awesome. But I'm gonna go ahead and go a little, create some soft curves on this back edge. And then I'm going to go around this twice. So You might be going, what's all those zigzagging for? Well, that's just to add a little bit of interest. You know, I like it, and I like the way that it looks when you do it twice. I'm gonna go ahead and speed up just a little bit now that I'm coming around the bend to the end here. Doesn't really have much of an option to slide out away from me now. Okay. Couple of tips about sewing paper to fabric is make sure you use the needle that is appropriate for the fabric you're sewing. Like this is denim, so this is a universal heavy duty needle. You don't want to use a lightweight needle on denim. And the other thing is just go super slow until you get it figured out. You know, don't be afraid to, you know, take your time. I think that a lot of people rush sewing and then they end up believing that they can't sew. And I think that that's something that I myself experienced growing up with very accomplished sewists, seamstresses in my family, my mother and my grandmother. And so I did not give myself enough time to learn before I just decided, oh, well, no, I can't sew because I can't sew like them. And so just, you know, give yourself time. And I still don't sew clothes. That's not going to happen. That kind of precision is just not where my brain works, and it's not where my creativity flows. So that ain't gonna happen, but that's okay. You know, I can still sew, and I sew blankets, and I sew journals, and I do all kinds of nifty stuff. And so here we go. And I went ahead and I sewed off the paper there. I'm not even gonna worry about it. If if you're concerned, you can go ahead and throw another line of stitching right there to kind of help hold that edge down if you feel like it needs it. Yeah, I'm just going to cut it short. I was thinking about going ahead and taking it all the way down, but no, I'm just going to cut it short. There we go. So we have another extra little line of stitching. And see, and I have pink, light pink in the bobbin. This is just what I happen to have in here. I rarely change the color of my thread and bobbin for junk journal anything. I almost exclusively change the thread for sewing projects, actual like quilting projects and that kind of stuff. And so what I was thinking is along this edge, I will be right back. Okay, these are just a little bit out of my reach. So as I mentioned, I have a bunch of cats. So anything like this, I can't just leave like in an open basket. I have to, keep my page ruffles contained and protected. But we're gonna go ahead and dump them out because what I was hoping to do is find one. These are the other pages of the freebies that she created for the Junk Journal July. I don't know how well the camera's picking that up, but this has black, and I think these are supposed to be black as well, but my printer's running out of ink, so it printed up in this really interesting like gray. So your colors will probably be a little different than mine. But what I was kind of thinking is that I could find one of my page ruffles and run that along there. Let's see. I'll straighten it out. And that will fill the space, and I can just add another, line of stitching to adhere that. If you're worried about it, you can go ahead and glue it first, as I did the other paper, just to make sure I got it in the right spot. And there we go. There we go. So this will be my cover like so, and I'm actually going to fold it so that way the page ruffle is inside, so it's actually gonna, this is where the edge of the cover is, this is where the other edge is. I'm gonna fold it off center, and there we go. So now I have a single signature. I'd still consider this a soft cover because you can still scrunch it. Junk Journal. And it has all my prompts right there in it. in the cover, and I thought that was a great way because honestly I accidentally printed this out on cardstock. I had every intention of printing it on regular paper, and I don't want to waste my cardstock. So this is a great way to, you know, add to it. And obviously I need to add pages and whatnot, but I thought I would just focus on doing the cover today, and there we go, cover is done. So thank you so much, and don't forget to join me for, you know, everything I have coming up, and check out my links below if you are interested in supporting my channel. All of the you know, I have an eBay store, I have an Etsy store, I have you know, different things going on all the time, so check out that description box because I update all of them, so no matter when you see this video, what's in the description box will be the current information. Thank you so much.